What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my room. And today, as you guys can see, I am wearing my Spider-Man jersey, which means we're talking about some cool shit. Anyway, if you're new around here, my name is Jackson Powers, and if you're not new around here, well, it's good to see you again. And today, I got an AEW video for you guys, and as you can tell by the title, my guy, who I don't know personally, but he's my guy, Kenny Omega, is the AEW World Champion. Let's freaking go! I don't care if that was loud. That's how excited I am about this. Kenny Omega is the AEW World Champion once again for the second time in his career. I made a video the other day talking about what would happen if Kenny Omega won the title. Well, we're about to find out because Kenny Omega is the AEW World Champion. So last night on the AEW Dynamite Beach Break, which overall was a phenomenal show, in the main event, Kenny Omega took on MJF for the AEW World title, and if Kenny Omega lost, he wasn't allowed to challenge for the AEW World Championship ever again. Well, they put on a banger. They went over on TV time, but I really didn't care that much because it was that much of a banger. I don't care anyway because it's not my money that they're dealing with. I'm just getting to watch and have a good time. But it was a phenomenal match, and in the end, Kenny Omega won with 3 V-triggers and then a 1-winged angel. And he's the new AEW World Champion, meaning that we're about to get Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega at All In London. At least they posted the graphic for that. They never posted a graphic for MJF versus Will Ospreay for All In. So it looks like that's the direction they're going. I mean, we still got about a month before that, so things could change, but as of right now, that's the All-In main event, and that's going to be a phenomenal match. I'm really looking forward to that. But now a lot of people are wondering what is in store for this title reign. Now, obviously, we got the All-In match with Will Ospreay, which is actually where I think Kenny Omega is going to lose. But I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't lose and he actually won there. But it just feels too perfect of a moment for Will Ospreay to not win the title there. It's his home country, Wembley Stadium, main event against one of his greatest rivals. I mean, that seemed like the perfect crowning moment for Will Ospreay. But like I said, we still got a month and a half really before we get there. Nearly 2 full months before we get there. It's like a month and a half. It's August 30th is when that is. And we have another pay-per-view before then too, which is AEW Redemption, which is in Montreal. I do think probably at that show we're going to get a rematch between MJF and Kenny Omega. And then the main event of that pay-per-view, it'll be obviously that match. And I think Hangman Adam Page, ends up returning and costing MJF the match, which leads to them having a match at All In. And I think MJF stays out of the world title picture for just at least a few months and just lets Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega kill it in Wembley Stadium. And then eventually Will Ospreay wins the title, in my opinion. Yeah. There's more I have. I don't have a script. If you guys are new around here, I just like to yap. So if you don't like that, well, I apologize. But it's really good to see Kenny Omega back on top, especially after everything he's been through. His health battles. There was legitimately a point last year, I believe they said it was, that he could have had to retire because of his health, but he managed to overcome. He came back to wrestling, and he's still one of the best in the world. I mean, that match last night was freaking fire. His match with Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door was awesome. Like, Kenny Omega's still been putting on bangers. Like, he hasn't lost a step yet. He can still do what he used to be able to do. Like, he's still, like, legitimately, he's still one of the best in the world. And I don't care what anyone says. Like, he's, my personal opinion, probably the greatest professional wrestler of, arguably of all time. I'm going to say it, arguably the best of all time. At least the best that's never stepped foot in WWE. He's easily the best that has never wrestled for WWE. Because everyone knows the name Kenny Omega. And, like, Kenny Omega winning the title, it's a really good thing for the company. Like, it really, I just think that crowning moment for Will Ospreay is going to really be cool. And maybe they could really swerve us all, and maybe Will Ospreay turns heel and wins the title with the help of the Death Riders. That could be something really fun because Will Ospreay, they've really been telling the story that he's now not afraid to take the cheap shots. He's not afraid to do whatever he has to do to win the win matches, win the title, and all that. And that's because of what he's been doing with the Death Riders. He's got that killer instinct that he's been missing, and that's another thing that they're telling with Kenny Omega too is like he wants to win. He wants to hold the title the right way this time. Because there was a point in the match where Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. So Will Ospreay came down to the ring because MJF was about to use his Dynamite Diamond Ring to knock out Kenny Omega. But Will Ospreay ran down and took the ring off of MJF's finger, and then Kenny Omega grabbed the title while the ref was distracted by Will Ospreay, and he looked like he was about to hit MJF with it, but then Kenny Omega hesitated and he didn't do it, and then he threw the title down, and then MJF hit the low blow, and then he hit him with the title, and then we're all thinking, "Fuck, dude!" Like Kenny Omega trying to be noble, just lost in the match, and then he kicked out at 1, and that was just at that moment I knew Kenny Omega was winning. That was the moment I was like, okay, yeah, Kenny Omega's got this. But there was still a point where I wasn't sure because Will Ospreay didn't go to the back right away. He was kind of hesitating, and then eventually he went back there, and then Kenny Omega ended up winning clean, pretty much. So that's the story they're going with. Kenny Omega wanting to win the title, and do it the right way because his first reign he had help every single match. And this time, he just wants to be able to hold the title as a babyface. And that's what they're doing so far. And it's just it really begs the question, though. Is he really about to drop it to Will Ospreay at All In? Now, I already said I do think that's going to happen. But at the same time, it's hard to be definitive about that. Because is there really a world where Kenny Omega only holds the title for a month and a half? Is there really a world where that happens, especially since the AEW title, the AEW World title, has been changing hands a lot lately. I mean, just in the last 3 months, I believe it's changed 3 times. Darby Allin beat MJF on Dynamite, and MJF won the title back, and then now he just lost it to Kenny Omega. So, who really knows? That's what is so good about AEW is you just don't know what's gonna happen next. Everyone's gonna say, "Oh, I knew Kenny was winning. I knew Kenny was winning." I for sure didn't. Nobody knew for sure. Nobody knew for sure because AEW has not been scared to take people out of the world title picture by putting them in those matches where if they lose, they can never challenge for the title again. And Kenny Omega wasn't an exception to that. I was legitimately not knowing what was gonna happen. I wanted Kenny Omega to win, but I didn't know for sure that was gonna happen until it did. Even throughout the match, there was so many points oh, I don't know what's going to happen. Especially MJF hit the freaking Heat Seeker after he had a Poison Rana off the top rope on Kenny Omega. I was like, that's fucking it right there. And then Kenny Omega kicked out, and I'm just, what the fuck? And then, MJF kicked out of some stuff. It was just one of those moments, you're just waiting for the one-winged angel and then the 1, 2, 3. It was just you wanted it so bad to happen, and then it actually did. Once again, it was one of those things. You didn't know until it actually did happen. Because, MJF had literally just won the title. He was teasing a feud with Andrade. He's teasing feuds with Will Ospreay. And now everything's been completely shaken up. Because they've also been teasing Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. Which is, once again, really good about AEW. Because they tease so much stuff that you actually don't know what's going to happen. And AEW every single week feels like must-watch TV, at least at this current moment, because it's not I hate to even make the comparison, but with WWE, every single week it feels like they're just trying to get to the next big show. They're just trying to get to the next premium live event. They're just trying to fill the time until SummerSlam, till Survivor Series, till WrestleMania, till Royal Rumble. I got the Royal Rumble WrestleMania mixed up. That's besides the point. With AEW, every single episode of Dynamite, maybe not so much Collision. Collision's good too, but it doesn't have the same feel. But every single episode of Dynamite, it feels must watch. It's one of those things literally anything could happen. We could see title changes. Hell, last night, 2 major titles changed. The international title changed. Kyle Fletcher beat Konosuke Takeshita. One of these days, I'm going to be able to say that without stuttering. And then Kenny Omega freaking beat MJF for the world title. Like, 2 of the major titles changed hands on a random episode of Dynamite. Like, not random. It was a special episode, but still, it was like on free TV on Wednesday night. Like, on a Wednesday night. 2 of the top titles in that company changed hands. And the whole card as a whole was great. Not MJF, Jesus fucking Christ. Tommaso Ciampa versus Chris Jericho. That was a banger. The tag match with Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley. That was a good match. Like, it wasn't nothing crazy, but it was a good match. And then the freaking Casino Gauntlet for a shot at the women's title at fucking, what is it called? I'm going to get it. Retribution or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Yes, Retribution. Either that or it's called something. I said it earlier. I'm going to fucking hate myself later. But winner gets a shot at the AEW Women's Champion, Tekla, which Willa Nightingale returned, and she won that match. So I think she's about to win that title and then face Mercedes Moné at All In. But that's not what this video is about. The point is, Kenny Omega is the AEW World Champion. I'm wearing my Spider-Man jersey to celebrate. You just got a glimpse of my mic that I've been hitting with my hand this entire video, so you've probably heard it the entire time, so the audio probably sucks ass, because it's not a very expensive microphone, because I'm broke and don't make any money off of YouTube. I just do this for the love of the game. So, yeah, Kenny Omega is the AEW World Champion. All is right with the world. All In, and next month is about to kick some serious ass. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss a video, and follow me in the description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.